Welcome to The Advisory, the first and last advice show on the internet that is deep in the source today, James. I am running on so little sleep, it's not funny. I'm excited to get into it. Before, listen, we've been obsessed with romance. We've been romancing the internet. We've been romancing my Hinge profile.
Yeah.
So I want to give you guys an update before we get into it, because I've specifically crafted an anti-romance episode.
Oh
just
shit!
Just to
Okay.
cleanse the palate. Just, you know, like how sometimes you'll if you're at a tasting thing for wine or whatever, you have, and then you have the glass of wine, then you might like, I'm not this fancy. I hear this happens, and then you sniff coffee bean or you eat there's coffee involved.
Your coffee bean in the podcast is what you're saying.
I'm coffee beaning the podcast.
You're being in the podcast. Okay.
But we're gonna finish the glass of wine first.
Okay, sure. Right. Which is the update on how your love life is going.
Does that analogy track at all?
You know, it's something, and you know how I like things, so let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so it's been 2 weeks since we checked in.
Yeah.
We were saying before, I was given a geese to the episode that just came out on the feed, to kind of get my numbers in order. So we were saying last time it was 5 to 6 likes per week with the new profile.
Right.
And the numbers support and actually are higher than that.
Cool.
So
nice.
Since we checked in a fortnight ago, I did some math in my phone. I've kept a notes app of it. We're looking at about 22 likes.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah.
David,
Yeah.
the people have done it, you know, against all odds.
Oh, it's a very long MP4 that you've hooked up there, isn't it?
David, against all odds, it seems like, no, dude, it's baked right into the board. You get baked into the board? Yeah, it's baked right in.
I could just have that now? Damn.
You've got it, dude.
I have it in front of me.
Yeah, dog. I'll tell you this.
That's
Hold
crazy.
up. Do you have it in your board right now? Yes, you do, friend. Okay.
That's fun. He's got a little record scratch. James and I now have the same soundboard, and this is his opportunity to dunk on me for not being good with technology.
Right. So you're saying we hauled out the sort of dilapidated remains of your old dating profile. We chucked it into the skip. We made sure that everyone was wearing the proper equipment because it was filled with asbestos. We chucked it in the trash, and then we rebuilt you on the dead, salted earth, a new profile. And you're saying that new profile's flourishing.
Yeah, you could have said it that way, I suppose, if you wanted to.
Yeah, and we did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that sounded more like an unhinged thing, I would say, than a thing that James would say, but that's fine.
So what are we talking? What are we talking? Pre-revamp, post-revamp? Where are we at on?
So
we want to get a little bit of structure going here. Okay, so we want some numbers on pre-revamp likes, and I get what else? What else do people do in there? Is it just people like your shit? People engaging with you.
Likes and then like conversions to likes and then conversions to dates, I guess.
Don't fucking conversions to dates.
Yeah, what you want to look at is your MQ Ls, your market qualified likes.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Your PQ. Hang on, I can do this. Your PQDs, your profile qualified dates. No,
okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Well,
What's the thing for when you convert a lead to a sale? What do you call that?
A slam dunk.
You call that a home run?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. A home run means something very different.
Is that like a sex thing?
Yeah, it's a sex thing. That's a sex thing. Yeah.
Well, having never had sex before, I wouldn't know about that.
Not even post revamp. Damn. Okay.
No, I'm just that unlovable, and my weird potato body puts people off. Okay, so statistics. So I went through my notes app. Previous to the revamp, we were looking at maybe.
Sorry, is this a flashback back in time? This is like previously on David's dating.
Do you have chimes on your board?
All right, previously on David's dating profile.
Sorry, hang on. Let's run that back. I've got the voice for it. Go on.
Okay, you're perfect. You ready?
Previously on David's dating profile.
Nice.
Oh yeah, fully when I was out here a little gremlin, I was getting 1 to 4 likes per week, and then maybe one date per month on a good month, but that was if I was real a lucky little freak.
Okay.
Chimes again. But now,
Oh.
hello, it's me, Sexy David.
Oh, the transformation is complete.
Yes. I sound like this now. I'm attractive and have normal opinions about things.
David did a
I've
DBZ
never even
fusion
read
with a regular
Kafka.
man.
Yes.
Okay.
I understand society and how people work in it, and I'm not a little weird freak anymore.
I don't say
James-
things like chuffing a big walk. You know? You don't say things like that anymore.
Yes. And I don't even know what that means. That's how advanced I am from little freak David. And James, let me tell you, I've had so many dates with so many lovely, delightful women, so many fantastic women that I respect and would value as peers, even in a romantic context.
All
James.
right. And right now is when the van of mystery shows up. They leap out, they crash tackle you, and they pull the mask off of you. Because you were talking, this is gremlin talk.
No,
there he
it's
is.
me, little gremlin, David.
Yeah,
That was me
nailed
the whole time.
So pre dates, last time we talked, you said pre revamp you were doing maybe 1 a month. What are we at right now? How many?
I want to be clear, 1 a month, if that. Like,
sure.
That's optimistic.
Okay. So just to clarify, the average or the median is none a month, sometimes, but rarely 1 a month.
You know how on a parabola, when the curve starts to curve down and you're like, oh, it's approaching 0, but it's not actually 0?
No, and no one knows what you're talking about. Yeah.
Cool. That's fine. That was explicit. That was exclusively for Colin.
Yeah.
Who understood that, and no one else is interested or cares. So about 1 a month, since you guys did the profile, even halfway complete, we're up to 5 dates, and we're looking at about hang on.
Where's Colin to run those numbers? 22, is that a 500% increase?
Plus 8 plus 3. So that so we're looking at about 34 likes so far. Since you did the revamp.
Holy fucking shit.
If you guys were revamping a business like an e-commerce website, you would have increased profits by over 320%.
Oh my god. Well done, everyone. Well done. A round of applause to everyone, guys. This is you. Bleach, this is your hard work. Colin, this is your hard work. Yeah. Against all odds.
I certainly didn't contribute, so.
No, you chucked in a
problem.
couple of sexy mug pics, and you really sort of fought tooth and nail. You fought us tooth and nail throughout the whole process, and quite frankly, the results speak for themselves. And obviously, we'll get you to make a testimonial for us to put up on our website later.
On the website.
Yeah.
Actually, can we do? Do you need a marketing case study?
Yeah. So, do you want to give us a testimonial right now? Maybe we could.
Yeah.
What was your experience with our dating profile revamp service?
Do you guys have a name yet? Have you settled on something?
No. Sorry.
Okay, improv is usually yes and, but you just.
Yeah, no. Sorry. We're still sorry, dude. I know that improv is yes and, but we live in reality, okay? And we haven't found a spot on our calendars yet that lines up for us to have that discussion.
You
okay.
Don't have to be so defensive.
Because dude, we're a little too busy in the trenches, cunt, okay? Digging up people's shitty fucking profiles and revamping them into Dog, this is frog energy, dude, and we transformed you into a prince, and now you want a Prince Grinchus. You sick son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, that's my fault for asking anything more than a vague, probing follow-up question. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm the problem,
To be fair, we've had a lot of... It's been a difficult process because Bleach keeps pitching Bleach and the Boys, and I keep saying that doesn't accurately represent the service that we're offering to people, and they don't know what it is. And he keeps saying it'll be like Nike. It'll be like Nike. We just need that brand recognition. And I'm
what
like,
does that mean though?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It'll be like Nike. Also, bleaching the boys could mean a lot of things. That's all I'm saying.
Doug, what fly on the wall in our last discussion? This is what we were all talking about.
Yeah, it's true.
You know.
Okay. Well, if you wanna press record on the old thing that captures this forever.
Yeah.
Because obviously these go into the void. I'll give you the test. You count me and I'll do the testimonial.
All right. You think you'll be good to? Can we capture it live? Sort of, and we'll just take the snippet out of this.
Oh, from what?
From never mind. Do you want to? We'll do it live. All right. You ready? Tell me when you're good.
Okay. Yep. Go.
And action.
I go now?
And action.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't a proper instruction. I can't believe how helpful these guys were. They took me from zero to hero, from nerd to hunk in a matter of 2 weeks. I've got so many dates, I don't know what to do with it. And if I'm being completely honest, it's getting to the point where I've got so many likes that it's unmanageable for a person with a full-time job and some side hustles.
Perfect.
Is that good?
Perfect. It's good. It ended on a weird sort of inflection where it felt like there might be more, but we'll try and do something with the edit.
You can chop it up. Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're very welcome. James, I've prepared us a romance-free episode. As I said, coffee episode, palate cleanser, if that's okay with you.
Right.
Actually, I can't change it now. I don't know why I asked. That was like that felt like a bit like I was gaslighting.
Have you been on any of these dates yet?
Yeah.
Doug, what are you not opening with that? And how many?
2 so far.
How did they go? Where did you go?
Oh my God. Okay. I forgot there was going to be a follow-up to this process. Yeah. So the first, let me think. Okay, so the first went really well. We've been trying to organize a second date. My life is currently in shambles. That's been fun to try and diarize. But I mean, as far as that date, super interesting. It wasn't the Yolanda, whoever was like triple double texting. It wasn't her.
Okay.
That never transpired into anything. It was one of the other ones that messaged us on stream. His name currently eludes me.
There is absolutely no way that we put in this amount of effort to get these kind of results for you to fumble it at the fucking touchdown line, my dude.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the issue.
You don't remember her name? This person that you've been talking with, that you went on a date with, and that you said it was so good that we're looking to set up another one?
James, I've been talking to like 20 women.
Oh, he's a little bleach. We flew too close to the sun. We created everything we feared. He's become a little playboy. Wow.
I'm looking now and I know who it is, but now if I say it, it's going to feel like I've checked because that's what I did.
We took an innocent man who we thought, you know what? Let's provide our good services here, pro bono, I might add, and revamp his dating profile. And what happens? He fucking turns into a dirty little playboy. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that.
Wow.
But it was Beck, if you were wondering. But the fact that I had to look that up is not a good sign.
It's the worst sign. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why you even said it, because if she accidentally sees this, that doesn't look great.
Yeah. Listen, there can't be anything worse than meeting me in person. So at this point, it's kind of a crap.
Okay,
right?
dude. Okay. Is this the guy? Okay. I'm not even gonna this. You know what? I have to just, at some point, we have to say to ourselves, not my monkeys, not my circus, okay? We provided the service that got him the dates. Once he gets them, it's up to him to do with what he will.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
And I'm a train wreck, so.
Okay, so you and Beck, you did what? Where'd you go?
Oh, so we went to, I don't want to say the exact name of the place. We went to a coffee shop on like, I think it was like a Wednesday morning, mid-morning, brunchy situation.
Okay.
Very nice. Also, one of my favorite coffees in Brisbane is very, very good. Which I didn't say to her because it comes off as douchey and pretentious.
Sorry, saying, okay, I don't know how saying, I love this place, they do really great coffee, that doesn't sound pretentious and weird.
Yeah, because I cut off the explanation of why I like it. I try.
All right, so you're not
Yeah.
like, hey, Beck, really quick, it is of my opinion that this place does some of the best coffee I've had in this entire city. You say definitively, this is Brisbane's best coffee. I will not hear any, Beck, I will not hear another word said about it.
Criteria sheet that explains my marking system.
Okay, so you did a mid-morning coffee.
Very nice, very fun. It was good. It was flirty. It was very good. We're trying to tee up like some kind of a drink situation, do something in the evening.
Nice.
Get that vibe going. The second one was in the city by the river. Had a couple drinks by the river. What?
Yeah. No, just it's funny that you're like, hey, in the city by the river. It just seems like a really weird thing to say in Brisbane, where a fucking
everywhere's by the river.
Pretty much, yeah. Where a giant river runs through our entire fucking city.
The reason I bring that up is that it was outside. It was like afternoon. It was like a really lovely day. It wasn't like I didn't take her to like a weird old timey whiskey bar that I would sit and brew in. You know what I'm saying? Because that to me, that's the city.
You consider the audience, which is what we talked about a lot during the profile session. So I'm glad you took that on board. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm open to constructive feedback.
Yeah.
Just some of it I'm physically incapable of actioning.
Yeah, no, we got that. Yeah. So we figured that sort of.
You guys know that already. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. Then we went to a sports bar afterwards because she insisted. Because I do what I usually do, which is I talk too much, and I mentioned that we used to go to this place. It was under our building. She's like, oh, we should go there for a drink. Taking an interest in what I'm interested in, always a good sign.
Yeah.
Went for a drink. That was good. Might have had a little smooch. Who's to say? And still chatting, but hasn't.
Wow.
In that kind of trying to work out what the thing is.
And this was date number 2. Was the sports bar.
Wait,
by the river, and at the sports bar was date number 2. Mid-morning coffee was date number 1.
No, I got so in my head, yes, but I think I confused it before. Date number 2 is who I'm trying to go on another date with.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. I completely got that back.
Who was smooched? Date 1 or date 2?
Date 2.
Date 2 was smooched. Okay.
Sports bar girl. Yeah.
Wonderful. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you remember her name, yes? You don't have to say it. I'm just saying you remember it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good. That's a good sign. Great. Yeah.
Could you imagine if I was like,
you're like, oh fuck.
Couldn't tell you. Shit.
Actually.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds good. Ton of likes. Bunch of dates.
So many to go through. I've got 7 I haven't gone through because I keep getting so many.
Oh my god! Don't you hate it when it's the business is doing too good. I'm actually making too much money. Yeah.
A problem for everybody. So that's good.
That's great to hear, and I think that Bleach, Colin, and I should all have a serious discussion post podcast at some point about taking this show on the road and turning this thing into a full-blown business, because the numbers don't lie, and we have that testimonial. So,
and could you imagine how much better you would have done if you didn't have the subject actively working against you? That's
most clients, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say the tension between client and service provider is apparently a naturally occurring phenomenon from the entropy of the fucking universe.
Yeah.
Because
need to hire expert to do certain thing. That expert then tells them what they should do, and then they push back on it and disagree the entire way and say, hey, that's not what we normally do. And you say, and they're fucking shit. Of course it isn't.
That's why you hired me.
Yeah.
That's why if you were doing what you normally did, you'd be getting the same results.
And if it were working great, I wouldn't be here chatting to you. So
maybe you're right. Maybe this is your opportunity to move out of the, really branch out and sort of go, okay, is it like a 1 day thing where you go and you do a 1 day workshop? Is it like an ongoing thing? Like you could do so many different models with this thing.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's true. Here, I'm
You could
thinking
do
of
an
it.
intensive 1 day workshop, or it
Yep.
could be, hey, we're going to help you over a period of months.
Could be an online course.
Could be an e-learning course, James.
Yeah, but where people come in and then at the end of our sessions, we do a couple of live profile reviews, give some specific tips. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, do they need to be actually live, or can we pre-record them and pretend it's live?
Okay.
Oh no,
we're trying to
just doing
provide.
pickup artists.
Yeah,
grifters now.
yeah. We're not
that's
doing
what
that.
they
We're
will do.
providing a
Yeah.
very bespoke service
Yeah.
to people who can use it. We're not drop shipping some pickup artist ebook. Fucking.
I just want the grift is an option if you need it. It's there. It's readily available.
Okay.
I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying
You've got options. Yeah. That's what you're saying.
yeah, I don't want to like pen you into like whatever. Like
For sure, for sure.
Do your thing. Yeah.
So
Advice?
do we pivot out of doing, because you had this whole anti-love episode.
We
You've
don't
got
have to.
you've got a coffee bean episode.
We can just dig into. We can just talk about this for another 30 minutes. It's not really advice, but
Oh, no, I feel like
we can
we
just
did
riff.
it. We ran its course. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
You know, you done some dates. So
Yeah.
it seems like fuckload of interest. Done some dates. More dates to come. You're chatting
Yeah.
with a bunch of ladies. The profile revamp worked. A success.
So many. It makes my introversion hurt. Why am I complaining? What am I doing? That's such a fucking like self-involved thing to have said out loud. Oh, it makes my. Well, you're fucking putting yourself out there to meet people. Oh, meeting people's hard. It drains my. Shut the fuck up. Okay, let's.
Yeah, you're having a real weird like pity party over there. You know.
Let's just do some advice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, is that?
I'm excited
that
for
fine?
it. Yeah, I think
Okay.
let's coffee bean it up. Let's sniff
Yeah.
our way out of this love pit.
You have a real way with words.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That means a
That
lot
was
coming
really
from an
poetical.
author. Thank you.
That was very poetical, James.
Sure.
I mean, let's do this. Let's dive into the feature question and just see what happens.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
sort of wade into the
Mire
tepid
of
pool.
yeah, it's wade into the mire of filth that is whatever this feature question is in this
So
lovely podcast that we do.
I did a thing which is fucking impossible on the internet, which is I looked for advice questions not about romantic relationships.
Toughie.
Because it's always people being like, oh, I did an awful thing to my partner and I'm trying not to feel guilty about it. Help me justify it. Or
Yeah.
it's someone saying, my partner did something terrible to me.
Yeah.
Help me stay in this relationship. Or
Make-
how do I leave them? And
How do I make them stop? Yeah.
yeah. So I tried to find different stuff than that, and boy, it was it was something. The feature question for this week, James, is we're putting our heads in the headspace of we've got some neighbors and some alarm issues. Okay.
Okay.
James, last week my neighbor installed installed animal deterrent alarms in the front yard. We live in a suburban neighborhood, and the alarms are motion censored and facing the sidewalk and street. Already, not great. Animal deterrent alarms, motion censored, pointing into the street
Yeah.
where people and cars are in motion, one would assume.
Yeah. Facing public places with lots of foot traffic. Can't
For
be
sure.
annoying.
Could be annoying. When these sensors are triggered, a high frequency noise goes off and gradually gets higher in frequency, and a bright flashing light goes off as well. Unfortunately, it isn't just animals that trigger it. Any person or motion will trigger it. Shadows / branches seem to trigger it on windy days.
Yep.
I don't think they've bought an animal sensor. They've just bought a straight up motion sensor.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it does feel like, doesn't it? It's like someone's taped a taser to someone's neck and said, oh no, it's a shock collar. It's cool. And you're like,
It's
really?
fine.
Because it looks a lot like
'Cause
a
it just
traditional taser
It's
that's
just
on there.
a taser.
No, you're good. Yeah.
This is like if you were like, oh yeah, I bought a really sophisticated animal detection motion sensor, and it's just one of those like infrared fucking like little things that you would install in a little robot thing you'd be building in fucking high school or something. Like, there's no sophistication. It's like, it's not even did something move. It's like, did
Yeah.
something maybe move, and then it goes off.
It's like I got this really high tech motion detector, and he holds up one of those like kids aged 4 to 10 STEM like build your first robot boxes, and they're like, "What the fuck, dude?"
And like a slight vibration in the floor makes it go off.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've installed this to one retaliate against other. Oh, I forgot. I gathered this feature question like 2 weeks ago. This is so good. They've installed this to one, retaliate against another neighbor for having get-togethers with loud music, and two, keep people from walking in front of their house.
Okay. Yep. For sure.
You know, a normal thing to have done as a person.
Yeah, it's so annoying when people just fucking
They're on the
walking.
street, and the street goes in front of my house, and they think that they can just walk on the street in front of where my house is.
Well, yeah, you don't know what people are up to these days.
What are they doing? And what if they look in, James?
At my valuables, at my delicates? They better not.
Could I put blinds up to prevent that? Could I do something? I could, but will I? No, I've gone for the nuclear option. I can hear the device go off at all hours of the day and night, and we can't have windows open in the house, as I hear it from inside as well. It can be heard at least 6 houses down the street. I already get bad migraines as it is, and these devices are making it significantly worse. Lastly, my dogs and other neighbors' dogs also get very upset and irritated by their device going off. Multiple people have tried to ask them to turn them off or remove, and they refuse to do so. I've complained with the HOA, housing.
It's like what are they called? They're like an HOA is kind of like a little
homeowners association.
Yeah, they're like a little body of people who are like, we actually trim our grass to like 5 mil around here. Yeah, so
they're like, these are the 27.
Yeah, your doors can only be blue, and your roof can only be white. Yeah.
Because America is so star-spangled fucking free that they've got HOAs everywhere. So
nothing says freedom like making sure that my bins are 3 inches from the curb, all right, and that my lawn is, and I can't edge too far in, because like that's gonna be, I'm gonna get a letter, I'm gonna get a fine.
Look, I think the important thing to keep in mind, James, is regulate everything that doesn't matter. And then anytime someone's like, hey, should we make people pay tax? Say no. Don't do it. America's fine. I've complaints with the HOA, but there is nothing explicit in the bylaws saying anything about high frequency noises. So there is more discussion that needs to happen here. Okay. So the loophole that these people have chosen to exercise is, yeah, it says no excessive noise, but do it say no excessive high frequency noise? That's sort of the defense they've gone for.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Which is technically true. So
it's sort of, I'm not a lawyer, James, but that's pretty convincing to me. And if you think about it, James, we're actually trying to restrict their freedom to have the sensors on their front lawn. So in a way, aren't they more American out of anybody?
It is really difficult once you go down the labyrinth of who's freedoming harder, and whose freedoms should be able to freedom more than the other freedoms around them. Because it's my freedom to put up my extremely high-pitched sounding alarms that keep sticks and shadows and animals away, right? But it's also your freedom. It's your freedom to not hear it. So where does that that's where, that's where an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. It's difficult.
Are you suggesting that maybe freedom isn't like an aspirational function of a society and doesn't really make sense in actual context?
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe do quieter beepers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, as two young lads, we obviously can't. We can hear high frequency noises like this. When they play a thing and they're like, "Oh, if you're under 25, you'll hear it." We obviously always hear it because we're
Right.
young and sprightly.
Yeah.
So we might not have a problem here because. Oh, sorry, no, we would have a problem because we would hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn me in my young ears.
Oh, rats being in my early 20s is such a chore, James. Similarly, I love the escalation here. Similarly, police have been called, but they said it's on their property, so they can't do anything about it. I'm at my wit's end and not sure if there's anything that can be done. Are there any legal mechanisms that can help with this? Can this count as any sort of public nuisance? Any advice is welcomed.
I mean, fight fire with fire, baby.
Yeah.
Start, like, what do you do? Again, who's freedoming harder on the street? Okay? I see your frequencies. I raise you my frequencies.
Are these counter frequencies? So, like, when their frequencies go off, your counter frequencies kick in? Or are you talking about? Because I was thinking, like,
no, that's
could you
good.
could you hire a man of ill intent to maybe put some like hidden speakers in their home? And
home invasion. Yeah.
Yeah. I suggest that often. And tie it to the same trigger. So whenever their shit's gone off blaring into the street, something, you're doing something in their house.
Right.
Maybe you play episodes of The Advisory at 200% volume.
We don't want them to kill themselves, okay? We're just trying to combat their sound.
Would that be like a treat? Do we reward them for bad behavior?
No, they'd say, who is this? Why is the David one doing a fucking high-pitched, squealy, small David voice from last week's episode, if anyone remembers? You know what I mean?
No one can forget, James.
And I would say fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Can I be honest with you? I haven't seen him all week.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him.
Look, but as much as I don't want to see him, not seeing him worries me more because I don't know what he's up to.
For sure. Right. It's like when a kid goes quiet. You're like, what have they gotten into?
What have they gotten into? And like little David's so small, like I don't know what he's doing.
Is he like a borrower? Like, how big is this guy? He's about
the size. He's about as tall as my shin.
Up to
my shin.
Highly puntable. Yeah.
Yeah, very
puntable. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, he's wily.
Colin.
Oh, Colin.
Colin unfortunately says that he doesn't want to be the bearer of bad news, but little David died last week. Colin, don't cut. First of all, I'll believe it when I see a photo of the body. Okay.
Yeah. That's the 8th time someone's told me little David has died.
That'll be
I'm
like
not unconvinced he can't die.
Colin, what probably would have happened there is little David broke into Colin's house. Colin, again, being an American,
Does he have a passport?
Fully blasted this fucking little creepy cunt right off of Colin's balcony, and very Halloween style, Colin looked off the edge, confirmed the kill. There is little David dead at the bottom, because we're a 2-story. He's dead down there on the first floor on the ground on the lawn. Let me go back in, check to make sure my girlfriend's okay. Yep, everything's good. We're all good. And he goes back to check again. Gone.
It doesn't seem like he can be killed. And he's just here. He has keys somehow. I think he must have copied them while I was sleeping. I don't know.
I think
it's a lot.
I think that with these people and their frequencies, I like the idea of blasting back exactly their frequency to cancel it out, but that's not what I was going with.
Is that how sound works?
It's called negative sound. Yeah. It's true. Google it. Look it up. It's called negative sound.
It sounds made up.
Now, while everyone's confirming that that's a real thing, I was going to go with something more on the offensive. Negative sound, it's very defensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I googled today. the first 3 links is someone being like, is it possible to use negative sound waves to cancel out sound? And then someone's like, negative sound waves is a hoax. And then someone's like, negative sound effects, royalty-free music. So you can just go and get your negative sound.
Well, the first answer for that says yes, it can be done, and indeed, it's a well-established technology called active noise control.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah,
So-
it's just very funny how everyone had the same question
Yeah,
immediately. Is this real? It sounds fake.
yeah. You know, it's not all goofs and gaffs on this podcast. Sometimes it is science facts.
Basically pissed on me before when I mentioned a parabola, so that's not true.
No one knows what that is. And I'm assuming that's just some cough that you've got. Bless you. I think I'm surprised they haven't thought to like just blast sound back at them. Anytime the fucking sound comes on, just fucking crank up, just get some speakers up and just fucking crank something back at them. You know?
Yeah. I feel like that's your obvious solution because then
See what I mean? You mentioned parabolas, and now you got Colin in the fucking, now that his power's back on, and he's like jilling one out over fucking, he's like, oh yeah, here's the method and formula for it. You know, you goddamn nerds. You goddamn nerds.
Yeah, he gets it. That boy, he gets it. No, I don't think you're wrong. I like my concern here is this going to keep escalating?
Yes.
To what end?
Till mutual destruction, one person's dead or someone leaves. Okay?
To the death.
And that is my right to do that because I'm exercising my freedom, because I'm freedoming harder than you are.
That's true. Yeah. Now, I have I think this is all. I think, first of all, I excellent pitch.
Thank you.
I'm trying to find ways to embellish it or create some latitude here.
Okay.
Just in case we need it. So I think that's perfect. I'm trying to think of things that you could do that would be annoying sound-wise, right?
Give us some. What do you think you could play back to someone to be annoying?
You could probably go and clip Little David from last week. That would be a good place to start.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Be a great place to start. That cut was fucking irritating as shit. Yeah.
Kind of like it's so high pitched that it rattles the inside of your skull. It's the same frequency as the inside of
makes
your
my eyes water.
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you do? Could you maybe just like have it play the audio of every Friends episode on repeat?
At the same time,
it's funny and it's all fucking irritating.
All seasons, all episodes in the one sound file.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, and what happens is every time their thing goes off, it picks up where it left off.
Okay. Well, no, that's bad because some people could be like, "Oh man, I am bored tonight." Actually, I might pick back up on Friends, and then wave a branch out in front of my thing. You know, set my alarm off, and then all of a sudden, down, and I'm like. And now I'm like this, and now I'm excited, and now true. I want to set off my alarm as much as I can, you know, because what's Chandler going to do this week? What funny shenanigans is Chandler going to get up to, you know?
Friends' only comedic value is in the goofy facial expressions they do, so I don't know that it would work like that.
That's not true. You got classics like Ross saying pivot, you know? That's a great one. Let's get what's your deep-seated hatred of the cult classic smash hit worldwide success peak 90s television series Friends? What's your issue with it?
My issue is I was raised on Seinfeld.
And both can't exist simultaneously within you, or
it's like how every shopping mall, like every shopping center, either has a Woolworths or a Coles. One cannot have both, except for the one next to my house. Don't look that up. In theory, they can't exist together. In practice, they often do, but they shouldn't.
I'm pretty sure the shopping center on my street has both a Woolworths and a Coles. Yeah, it does actually.
I've been thinking about this a lot because obviously I walk to that grocery store way more than I should. Because fuck them, those billionaires don't need my money. But I've been thinking about this a lot, and like, isn't that weird if you work for Woolworths and you're coming out for your lunch break and you walk past car? Like, is that weird? Do you feel any sense of like loyalty, or are you just like, fuck it, I'm here for a paycheck? Like, how does that work? Do you know what I mean?
I think that if you are feeling some sense of loyalty to the billionaire monopolistic overlords that have a vice grip on the ability to attain food in this country,
Yeah.
then I think maybe you should reevaluate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
but in
maybe
this,
it's on site, you know, and you work at Woolworths, you see someone in a Coles uniform, and you've got to fucking touch them up. You know what I mean?
oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or could you work both angles? Could you clock in at both places and sort of do a
Right, wear
sitcom style?
both uniforms, and then whoever ends up being the victor, you sort of like take it on, leave it off type thing. Yeah.
I don't know if I've no, just forever. Just cash 2 paychecks forever. Just go back and no one will know. I don't know if I told the story on the podcast, but my dad found a guy doing this. He was doing a bunch of like security work for a bank. And there was a dude that would turn up at like 9 a.m. on the dot every day, go to his desk, sit there for an hour, and he would leave his jacket on the desk, on the chair at his desk, and he'd vanish for like 2 hours and come back.
Yeah.
And it was pretty consistently. He'd be gone for 2 hours, and then he'd be back for lunch, and then he'd be gone for an hour. And it sort of, he'd alternate the 2 and 1 hours. And one day, my dad sort of had one of his employees. He was like, "Hey, I can't tell you to follow this guy because that's
Right.
illegal. But just, do you want to
Yeah.
kind of maybe eyeball him as he's going out and see what's up?" And yeah, he follows him and he leaves his jacket, walks out the building, walks 2 blocks over, walks into another bank, clocks in, sits down, does 2 hours of work, and walks back.
Perfect.
The perfect griff. Collect
And
2 salaries.
for sure. And
Did get caught though.
I love that's a Mrs. Doubtfire type shenanigans that anyone can get behind. You know what I mean? That's great. You know, the running in, the running out. I'm an employee at both. You know, sometimes, you know, he'll come into the other one and they'll go, "Mark, weren't you wearing a blue tie this morning?" And he's like, "Oh fuck, I fucked up the outfit." You know, that type of vibe.
Tag on from the other one, and he quickly pulls it off when they're not looking.
Yeah. And so what you're saying is that your dad discovered this and assisted him with it, tried to get in on the grift as well, or he sort of like ratted him out and he's in the pocket of big corpo. He's in the.
I think he ratted him out. It was
he
the
helped
90s.
a bank. He helped a bank. Wow.
He helped a bank.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
it was
it's
the
on
90s.
site for your dad now. I'm gonna have to.
He also
I'm gonna have to get him.
That was the least bad thing he did. He worked for Rio Tinto for a while. That was before white people knew about socialism. So it was a long time ago. Something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
None of us are happy about it. My point is, do you think that
there it is? Sorry, just what I was doing there was I figured, you know what? This cunt fucking nosedives into some places, doesn't he? Some deep, dark holes. And I went, you know what? I'm not going to help him out of the next one, and I'm just going to see what he does.
I was going to work.
Just going to see what he does.
You interrupted me working out of it.
For sure, that's what happened.
My point was, do you think this is like? Do you think because if I worked for Worth and or Coles, I would be so tempted if it was in the same building. Maybe I'd work for Aldi as well if there's one in there.
To work for all of them.
All of them. Surely, as a casual employee, you can't like enforce non-compete clauses on casual employee. I'd just be at all 3.
Oh, you don't mean at the same time. You don't mean in the same day. I've clocked in at Aldi,
that's
Coles,
what I mean. Yeah,
Woolworths.
I'm grifting all 3.
Yeah, do it. I'm all for that. Yeah, fuck
that's what I'm saying. And James, and I'm stealing stock too.
Oh, do it. Yeah.
Oh,
if anyone deserves it, it's those fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah, we don't advocate stealing, but if it's from those companies,
no, we advocate stealing from them. Yeah.
Yeah. Property isn't real, so you're not really stealing.
Just sort of
it's good. Yeah.
Just covering some stuff.
Yeah.
We're good.
It's fine. I said the property isn't real thing, so I think we're actually fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've forgotten the segue that got us onto talking about Woolworths and Coles because of the sleep deprivation. we were talking about sounds and stuff, and then I don't know what the Woolworths and Coles thing, how that got in the mix. If I'm being honest with you, it was the Friends Seinfeld thing. I've worked backwards through it. I found the thread. Look,
so what's your issue with Friends exactly?
I saw way too much Seinfeld, and then I started watching Friends, and I was like, is this even funny? Like, I just got poisoned by it. I just got poisoned. It's like when someone's like, "Oh, How I Met Your Mother's my favorite show," and you're like, "What are you fucking talking about?" Like, it's just, I don't know. My brain was rotted from a young age.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it, but we're all thinking it.
He's going to type it instead.
No. You're George.
Yeah.
You're George.
Okay. Yeah. I'll wear
that was a very George thing to say. And then keep in mind, I've seen like a season of Seinfeld. I don't personally care for it.
That tracks. Well, you wouldn't, because you're happy. You don't fucking hate yourself.
Right.
Like,
I do. I just don't put it on to other people because I'm like, they got stuff. They're dealing with their own stuff. They don't need me waffling on about how much I hate myself.
It's not about the person. It's about the fucking show.
Right.
I don't care.
So you identify with George. You see George and you go, man, up here, me and this guy.
I go, that's a fucking homie right there. Yeah. That's what's up.
David, I'm having issues with speaking before I'm thinking. It's kind of like I'm on autopilot, and every once in a while I'll say things that aren't intended to come off the way they do at work. And it takes a minute to realize what I've said. For instance, I was complimenting a coworker on their ability to stand up for themselves at work and phrased it, quote, as someone who's smaller. I meant it as like someone who was physically short and in no way meant it to be construed to be talking about their weight. There's no way. There's no way that you could have phrased that to be positive.
Also, even if it was,
unless it was like, hey, we're in a room and we're about to, this room is filling with water and we're all about to drown to death. And the only way to get out is to hit the stop water fill button on the other side of this wall. And Mark is the only one who's small enough to fit in this vent. And Mark, as someone who's smaller, you're going to save our lives. That still sounds bad.
Yeah.
You also, can't be like, oh, guys, I didn't mean this as like something to do with their physical size. I didn't mean it like that. I meant their demeanor. I meant their stature. I meant this the way they minimize themselves. What the fuck did you mean where that was going to be a positive?
So you understand the problem. Because
but they don't understand the problem.
James,
that's the issue.
James, that's why they've come for help.
No, they've come for help.
You can't judge the question asker.
I absolutely can.
Until you finish the question.
I absolutely can. I can't believe that they've come in and they're like, I said this, but I didn't mean it like that. The fact that you even said it is the problem, not that you intended it in a different way. It sucks in all forms. Okay?
The worst part about it is they're saying I complimented them on their ability to stand up for themselves. And then you made it about their physicality.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why would those things be related? Do you think that like short people don't have self-confidence?
I have no clue if they took it that way. We continued interacting fine after the interaction, as well as later on in the day, or at least our normal interaction level. And when it hit me a minute later, what I said, I re-brought height specifically in a comment. What are you even saying with how you're writing questions? Okay?
This is like you're revisiting the crime scene, aren't you?
When it hit me a minute later, I said, I re-brought height specifically in a comment.
Yeah, so they're trying to probe and see if this person is offended by what they've said, or if they think it was related to height or weight.
For sure.
They're making it worse.
Oh, hey, really quick. Before, when I called you small, did you think I have a very quick survey for you? Did you think I meant small as in you minimize yourself, small as in you don't stand up for yourself, small as in stature, or small as in weight? Thank you.
Thank you. And if you could
D for
write
all
that
of the
down,
above, if you'd like.
yeah, if you could give me a yes or no on all of the above, that'll help me gauge how offensive I've been to you personally. So it's not looking good so far.
But now I'm overthinking the interaction and in general feel bad about it. You should.
Yeah, you.
Little
Yeah.
things like that happen every once in a while. And normally I correct myself in the moment, but this one that happened so much later that I think I'm just feeling off. Okay. So if anyone who overthinks or gets put onto speaking autopilot has advice, that would be great. I think I'm really getting tripped up over the fact of this dog.
Yeah, it's
For
not
someone
well
who
written, is it?
someone who says a lot of
Yeah.
things all the time, try editing. Try editing what you write one time, okay? I think I'm really getting tripped up over the fact of this being a new job that I like and wanting people to like me. So I'm talking more than normal, just trying to tame myself, trust me, and I'm not paying as much attention to what I'm saying. That's evident by your question.
Yeah. It's the
You feel awkward and uncomfortable about it because you said an awkward, uncomfortable thing. And
Yes.
it doesn't matter how they interpreted it because every way that it could be interpreted isn't great. It's all negative. It's all bad. You said a bad, negative, shitty thing. And now you're like, oh, I didn't mean it to be bad, negative, and shitty, but it is. And
Here's
I'm
like
afraid that they might take it in a bad, negative, shitty way. They probably will because that's what was said.
There's no positive way to take it. Like,
No, none.
You can't spin it. That's the thing. Like also just as a fucking piece of goddamn global advice, if you're in a workplace, simply do not comment about other people's appearances, period.
Yeah.
It's so fucking easy.
It's weird.
not
It's
do it.
weird.
It's weird if someone comes in and they say, "Oh, have you been working out? You look slimmer than usual." No, I haven't. I've been smoking too much weed and drinking too much beer, but thank you for noticing.
Yeah, because like, dog, just it's.
Oh, your cheeks are looking redder than usual. Thanks for bringing that up. It's a fucking sore point for my entire fucking life because I have a genetic issue with my skin.
My dad said that to me recently. I was at like breakfast with my parents, and he was like, we were just like talking about something, and he goes, "Your cheeks are really red." And I was like,
Thanks,
I'm
cunt. What am I
talking to
supposed
my
to do
mum,
with
and I'm
that?
like, yeah. So I was thinking about, yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Anyway, you should do something about that.
Like what?
Okay. Okay. I don't exactly know what it is, but it gets real red here.
I went to a
maybe because I
I
live and I laugh and I laugh and I've got those rosy reds, right?
Yeah, I have.
And it's also because of my shitty skin. But thanks, I'll try and work on it.
I went to a doctor and I was like, "Why this?" And he was like, "Genetics." And I went, "What can you do about it?" He said, "This very strong steroid that will stop you from sleeping. You, a person who doesn't sleep anyway." And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
And you're like, "I'll deal with the rosy reds. I'll take a couple rosy reds. That's cool. You know what?
It's fine.
Sleeping is pretty beneficial. I'll take some rosy reds. Thank you, though."
Yeah, I'll not reduce the 10% sleep I have to 7% just to get rid of the rosy reds. And also, some people find it cute. But the worst thing is when someone does it in a social context where it's completely inappropriate. I was at a work thing. This would have been 6-9 months ago. Like this was a minute ago. And we're at this work thing. And I was talking to like the CEO of this other company. So a guy that sits on his ass and does nothing for a living and gets paid $500,000.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pitch him on a project.
And you opened up with a, "What's up, you lazy fuck?" Like that.
And I said, "What's it like to do nothing for a living, cunt?"
Yeah. And you said, you're looking smaller. Like you're dwindling away from all of that work that you don't do.
You know, for such a small man, you bring quite a big paycheck.
Yeah. And you go, no, I meant small. Again.
No.
There's
Actually,
no benefit. There's no upside.
Sorry. In this context, I meant small as in your personality and your outlook and your contribution to society. This time it was an insult.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And just to the question asker, are you seeing how there isn't really much of a difference
Not a lot of latitude.
there because it's not. People are sensitive about. It might not even occur to you, like if you're someone that's like 6 foot or taller, that people who are shorter than that are very sensitive about their height. And when you say something about them being smaller, it's upsetting to them. So you avoid that by
Simply
having a shred of empathy and realizing that, people might be self-conscious about different things and might be dealing with things and thinking about things that you don't even think about. Let's put a shred of thought into that for a second. And then we avoid all of it by never commenting on someone's physical appearance.
It's so easy.
It's so easy to do.
James, I do it every time I go into the office. Every time.
Even worse if someone thinks it's a compliment and they come in and they go, "Oh, you're looking small." How is that? And they go, huh? Thank you. And they go, "Yes, that's a compliment."
The tangential exception, and this has to be taken very liberally with a lot of layers of asterisks, is people like it if they've gone out of their way and they're wearing something that they seem comfortable in, or that they, it seems like it looks good on them. You go, "Hey, that's a nice shirt." Still weird, but if you have to be that, if this person is uncontrollably like verbal fucking diarrhea, clothing is sometimes a safe option.
Yeah, I think that if you are thinking of a compliment, that, and again, there's so many contexts where it can be weird and wrong.
Yeah.
But I think like a lot of the time, let's say you're just out in the world and you see a guy and he's wearing a jacket and you think to yourself, "That's a fucking cool jacket."
Yeah.
Say that. Hey,
I do that sometimes.
Sick jacket, dude. Love your jacket. I went into the post office the other day. A whole big thing about Star Trek. Not
Do we have time?
Not delivering. They came to my apartment. They rang my apartment. I then press the intercom and I say, "Hello? Hello?" And I can hear him there. And I can also hear me echoing back through. So I know he can hear me, right? And I hit the buzzer to let him in. And then I immediately grab my keys and go downstairs. He's gone. And apparently in my letterbox, my letterbox is
fleeing.
"Sorry, we missed you." Yeah. You didn't miss me because we talked on the thing. All right?
No, he did miss you, but by avoiding you.
That is true. I'm not going to go into the fact that it would have been a physical impossibility for him to have walked to the door holding my package, go back to his van, then write in his little note, then put it in my fucking letterbox, then get back into his van and drive the fuck away.
That's why I'm saying he ran. Or
he did.
Or
it was a speed run.
Alternative. Because this is what I think happens. And now this isn't the employee's fault. Okay? They get paid fucking piss and they got to work like 20 fucking hour days.
No, it's his fault. I blame him, but let's see where this goes. Yeah.
Because they have a quote. The way that the systems work a lot of time is they have a quota for not deliveries, but them getting to the location. That's how the quota works. So they need to get to X amount of delivery locations per metric of time, like let's say an hour.
I get that. It might be the system that's fucking them. I get it.
I'm just saying that what I imagine happened, this shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
What I imagine
I still blame him.
He went, "Fuck, I'm behind on my quota. What I'll do is sitting in my van before I get out, I'm going to write the card up. I'm going to walk up, hit the buzzer, chuck it in the mailbox and get back in my car. I don't even think he had your package out of the car."
No.
That's what I think.
But also, my door is very far away from the mailboxes. So it was, even if he was walking from the door to the mailboxes, by the time I got downstairs, I would have caught him still on his way to the mailboxes.
So he's jogging no matter what.
I think this guy came in, he went, "Time," and then ran and threw the thing into the letterbox, sprinted to the door, hit the buzzer, and piss bolted back to his car and then got in and then drove away. Anyway.
Which is surely way more effort than delivering the package.
Anyway, I have to go to the post office, right? Which is fine. The next day, Sam and I are getting breakfast anyway. The post office is right next door. Google says that the post office opens at 8:30 and that they open 8:30 till 5. We
That can't
walk
be
in at
true.
8:45 because the doors open and the lights are on and the guy's inside and the door's open and the door's open. And we walk in and he immediately goes, "We're not open yet."
And you go,
Impossible, friend! I'm
It's
inside the shop. I'm inside the shop because the door is open and the lights are on
Yeah.
and you're here and the door's open. Okay?
which are the two ways that we know that you're open.
Yes. Right?
Also, you flip the sign on the door to say open.
Well, the sign on the door apparently says 9 till 4. Google says 8:30 till 5. Anyway.
So that's why when you said the hours, I chuckled because I know from experience
Yeah.
they say that and they're fucking lying.
Yeah, they're full liars. Yeah.
It's on a good day, it's 9:15 till 3:45.
Which is fine. But don't have the fucking door open. Don't have the door
Don't
open.
because universally, if the door is open, that's how you know you can go in.
Exactly.
Don't open the door if you're not open.
Dog, a vampire would have been able to come in. That's how open the door was. Okay.
Well, were they invited though?
Yeah, because the door was open.
Because the door. Now we're doing a Seinfeld bit.
I walk in.
The door was open, so
Yeah.
the vampire came in.
He immediately turns and goes, "We're not open yet, but depending upon what you need, I might be able to help you.
No,
Can't do anything with cash." And I was like,
What?
I'm holding up my phone. I was like, I'm just here to pick up a package.
So he was in like a semi-open state.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
And then
closed or open.
I'm wearing my midsummer shirt, and he immediately goes from, "We're not open, blah blah blah. You know, need something that I can help as long as it's not cash." I was like, "I'm picking
Yeah.
up a package," and then he goes verbatim, "Is that a midsummer t-shirt?" And I was like, "Yeah, like the movie." And I went, "Yeah," and he goes, "It's one of my favorites."
Let me help you out, homie.
Yeah, but he
what
said
happened?
it. He said it exactly like that too.
Weird.
Is that a midsummer shirt?
Wait, then like the movie?
Yeah, he goes, "Yeah," and I said yes, and he
Is
goes,
there a different?
"Like the movie," and I said yes, and then he goes, "It's
Wait,
one of my
no, hang on.
favorites."
Is he asking, did you like the movie, or is he saying
No,
the
no,
T-shirt?
he's saying-
like the film.
Is the t-shirt like the film? Yes.
That's weird.
And then I
Where else would
said,
it be from?
and then I said, "Big Ari Aster fan," and he met that with dead silence.
Yeah, blank behind the eyes. Yeah,
Just
of course.
Nothing.
You
nothing.
did a DMAC, is what you did.
Yeah.
That's
was
a
like,
DMAC
whoa.
move.
I was like, "Oh, sick. I also like this movie, obs, because I have the shirt. We can connect now."
Nah.
And
you
he
can't.
had no idea
You
what I was talking
Don't know
about.
what the threshold is.
Yeah.
Because what you don't know is that he read the Wikipedia for Midsummer and went, "That's a cool idea." Sorry, no.
Right.
He watched a TikTok where someone read a portion of the Wikipedia summary of the plot. He went, "That
No,
sounds
dude.
like a fun film."
He watched a YouTube video that said in the thumbnail, "Ending explained."
Explained.
And,
yeah.
and what the video wasn't ending explained. It was some dumb cunt standing in a room with a very expensive camera pointed at him, right?
Oh,
Nice
so
little
expensive.
bokeh blurry
So
background.
expensive. Oh,
Beautiful lighting, a very
it's
cinema.
a $4,000
Oh my
camera.
god,
It's a
so much
$2,000
so much
lens.
cinematography for
Oh,
him
and he's got a nice
for him to
microphone.
not explain the ending and for him to literally just go through the entire movie beat by beat and recount to you the entire story.
Yeah.
That's not
There's
ending
a-
explained. That's movie said.
Yeah. You could have just watched the film.
That's the other one. When people go ending explained, then you're like, did that need to be explained?
Yeah. They're like, ending explained for this film that if anyone publishes a Barbie explained video,
Oh, that's
fully quit your job as a YouTuber.
that.
Film
Please let that be a thing.
in film explains itself. There is
Oppenheimer explained.
a 20-minute. Oppenheimer doesn't need explaining. It needs like a fucking. It needs a PhD to work out what the fuck Nolan's trying to do there. If you're publishing a Barbie explain video, there is a 20-minute sequence where the film stops and goes, "Hey, if you don't know what we're about, we're telling you what we're about. We're explaining all of our subtext," and it just does it, and it rules. You
100,
don't have any.
197,000 views. What the ending of Barbie really means. 71,000 views.
You don't.
Barbie movie review and ending explained.
No, it
24,000
tells you.
views. Barbie
It
ending
says it.
explained.
The film it creates a character.
96,000 views. Barbie, ending explained. And that's just that one. And it's the stereotypical, a clip from the film and the word ending in white, explained in yellow, and that's it. And that's the whole title too. 96,000 views. You know what we did this episode, where how we said this was going to be the anti-love episode because we were huffing the beans to cleanse our palate of all of the dating and love shows that we've been doing. I feel like we huffed too hard and we got real negative on this episode. But I'll tell you what, we set out with a goal for this to be anti-love.
We did that.
And it was that. It's was the opposite of love. Yeah.
Vitriol. I could yell about that for legitimately an hour. I won't, because we have to end the episode. But that's fucked. Like that's what? How? I guess because you need to make money, because your whole fucking job now, you've penned yourself into a corner where your entire job is predicated on the fact that YouTube tells you that your fucking research tab says that your audience Googles film name and research whenever the film name and ending explain whenever a fucking film comes out. And so you're in this fucking miasmic web where it's like you can't pay your fucking mortgage unless you pretend that there's some hidden subtext in Barbie.
Thank you so much, everyone. You'll notice that I've fully faded David out there. Thank you so much for coming and listening to the podcast. And he's still screaming about it, but his fader is all the way down. Yeah, he's still going. But I'm just gonna flip over to the stream ending explained. David, we did it. Another episode in the bag. Would you like to explain the ending of this episode?
Yeah, am I back in?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, the ending explained of this one is thank you so much for watching or listening. We appreciate the heck out of it. For all y'all who join us live, 6 p.m. AST, twitch.tv/Black Swan Society. You can join the chat like our boys, Natalia and Bleach on the rocks, baby. Come find us on Twitch. We would love to have you in the chat, love to have you part of the conversation. You can find all of our links and socials to the advisory on social media in the show notes, wherever you consume this. Just click that show more button, go to that episode, find those links via the advisory everywhere on the internet. And wherever you consume this, if you think it's a good time, if you had a good time, if you tolerate me screaming about weird shit and you think, more people should find that, consider giving us a rating or a review on your platform of choice, or a comment or a like, whatever it is. You guys get it. It's all different on different platforms. But to be completely honest with you, the best way to help us grow is to send this to one person you think might like it. We don't do any advertising outside of the network. If you send it to someone you like and you say, hey, I think you'd like this, I think you'll find it funny, that really does genuinely help us. We appreciate the heck out of you watching or listening. We will catch you the same bad time, same bad channel next week. Sans me yelling for fucking 10 minutes about Barbie. So that's something to look forward to. Good. James, take us out with your famous goodbye.
It's me, James, doing my famous goodbye that I do all of the time. It's also known as an Irish goodbye, where you just sort of leave without saying anything.
Show over.
Bye. I fucked it up. I fucked it right up because I wasn't supposed to say bye at the end. All right. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you next week.